Hello, beautiful friends. It's the Organizer Advisor, Dr. Lisa Winfield, here to help you enhance your happiness and transform your life. Today, I'm going to do something a little different for our daily bloom. I will pull a Buddha Doodles card, but today I want to talk to you about why having an organized home is important to your health. So grab a hydration beverage. Let's have a sip and a sit. And I want to share with you some of my wisdom about your home. Hello. Let's get into the Buddha Doodles. I want to pull an uplifting card, but I really have been thinking about sharing some information with you that I find very pertinent to those people who feel overwhelmed. And I want to share a little experience that I had yesterday with my grandson about organization. So let's get started with a Buddha Doodle. Love is what we are. Now this kind of connects to yesterday's topic about love is your superpower, but love is what we are. And let's segue right into, well, I want to say one thing. We're going to talk about self-care first. For my framework, Thursdays are dental health days. And so this is the day, extra time brushing, extra time flossing, using all of those dental cleaning devices like your water pick, flossing, whitening. So you could pause this video, put on your whitening strips right now, because a brighter smile is confidence building and it encourages more positive interactions with others. Now, I don't have a perfect smile. When I went to see what it would cost me to have a perfect smile, it was like 2 college educations for my grandchildren. So I made a choice. But you know, the best smile that you can have, clean and white and fresh smelling breath, are confidence boosters, but they also help facilitate more positive relationships. Okay, so while we're on our self-care as healthcare, our brain releases a little bit of dopamine, and that gives us that energy of initiation. We're able to initiate doing something physical. So we can initiate doing something. But today I really wanted to talk to you because I had a profound moment yesterday, and I really wanted to share it with you because it exemplifies everything I advocate for and why. I went to take my grandson to his pitching lesson yesterday, and we were talking in the car, and I talked to him about, you know, how do you feel about life? And, you know, 16 is tough. He's juggling work and school and, you know, his athletic desires. So on the way, I said, you know, tell me about how you're feeling about life. And he's like, the first thing out of his mouth was, I feel much better about my life. And I said, okay, so tell me what's different. And the first thing he said was, my room is clean. I feel better about my life because my room is clean. What a profound thing to say. Now, albeit about over a month ago, I went to his home and I helped him clean his very out of control room. And I mean, when I say out of control, as a professional organizer, it was out of control. And so we spent several hours just cleaning, reorganizing, reformatting, restructuring his room to where it's manageable and everything had a dedicated space. And I noticed, and I told his parents, you're going to notice a change in improvement in behavior. Usually there's an improvement in grades and there's an improvement in attitude, all because their space is orderly. Why? And this is the whole reason why I do all of these videos and I have these platforms, because this is what I advocate for. Your home is an extension of your nervous system. It is a 3D representation of what's going on in your mind, but it is also interactive with your nervous system. Every moment, every breath you take, every second, millisecond, your body is responding viscerally to your environment. And when your environment is cluttered and chaotic and out of control, your nervous system replicates that. It is getting in sync with your environment. It is a survival technique to get in sync with your environment. But when it is chaotic and cluttered and out of control, you're in survival mode, because there is not the relaxing. There is not the resting. There is not calm. A calm home is a calm mind. And while I can share with you that just in my experience in my own home, when my home is organized and calm and things are in their place, not only is it so much easier to function, it's easier to be authentic, to create, to be in that higher level energy of, being in kind of in sync with your life. Things tend to flow easier. You can find the keys. There isn't that constant frustration. There isn't that constant looking at piles of clothes and feeling diminished and ineffective and unsuccessful. Everything in your home should be uplifting as an extension of your nervous system. Do you want your nervous system to be uplifted and positive and energized? Or do you want, nobody wants to feel diminished. No one wants to feel ineffective. No one wants to feel like they're living in chaos. No one wants to struggle to find things. No one wants that. So why are you living that way? The number one reason why people live that way is they don't know how to tackle the overwhelm. Just like my grandson, he didn't even know where to start. He doesn't have the skills for organization. So to him, he was in survival mode all the time. He woke up in the morning, he saw the mess, it bombarded his nervous system, and he went immediately into survival mode. And that's how he spent the rest of his day, in survival mode. So then when he got to school, it was chaotic. Trying to find something, he wasn't always prepared because things were lost in the room. And so he was in survival mode. If you're living in survival mode, your children are living in survival mode. That's as simple as it gets. Everyone in your family is living in survival mode if your house is overwhelming, if your space causes stress. Everybody lives in survival mode, which means they're in their sympathetic nervous system and they don't have a chance to kind of just relax and regroup. There's always that overlying stress of chaos. So what happens when, what's the first thing we do? We start small. Every step, every day. That's why I created this little deck of cards. I have a whole system on my YouTube channel. I have Organized to Utilize. I have 30-day, 90-day, 60-day transformation where we do everything in our home to take back our space, to control our environment so that it is positive for our bodies and our well-being. We take one step a day. Now, I have all kinds of systems. One of them is going to work for you. I guarantee it. If you struggle with attention deficit disorder, like I do, like my grandson does, it is hard to take on a whole room. So I use the compass rose strategy, one wall a day. If that's too much for you, one small space a day. You can get masking tape and mark it off. When I work with a client and they want to learn how to manage their own environment, not just have a professional organizer come in and redo their entire lives, because I've done that. The problem with that is it usually winds up back the way it started because there wasn't skill building. I always advocate for working with a client. I give a reduced price if the client works for me. Why? It helps them build the skill. They see the process, so then they can replicate it and maintain it. So I would tell them we would mark off an area. We'd rope it off or we would masking tape it off for them to just focus on that area. That's it. Do this. That's done. Don't take on more than you can handle, because then you end up feeling more ineffective and more out of control. And then you start to feel more chaotic, and then you lose hope. Hope is in the small steps, because in organizational dynamics, small incremental change leads to lasting transformation. So start small, one thing a day to reclaim your environment, your home, your space, your life. And is it important to your health? You betcha. Because when you're in survival mode, your body is producing adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline is going to give you that burst of energy, but it's also going to lead to adrenal fatigue and sleep restlessness. Cortisol is for you to get that initial boost when you wake up in the morning. Your body produces cortisol to give you a little bit of energy to go from sleep to activities. But your body wasn't designed to produce cortisol all the time. It damages your organs, your vascular system. It's not good for you. Cortisol is to give you that burst of energy if you're in survival mode and you have to fight or flight. That's your body's response. But when you're in your parasympathetic nervous system, which you should be the majority of the time, you should be in what is called rest and digest. Gives your body time to digest the food, use the nutrients, repair your cells, and give your body adequate time to rest, to recover, to rejuvenate. And your home environment, your living space, is connected to that directly. Because as you walk into your space, you have a visceral reaction. When you change location, when you get into your car, you have a visceral reaction. When you walk into your workspace, you have a visceral reaction. When you walk into a store, and there's a whole lot of research that goes into what's inviting in a retail space. Why? Because when you feel invited, you linger. When you linger, you spend more. Same thing about, spas. When you walk into a spa, you have a visceral reaction. And usually when you walk into a spa, it's a rest digest. You can shift into your parasympathetic nervous system so you can rest. But there's a lot of detail that goes into programming that visceral response for you. Why? Because when you're in that spa, it's a health option for you, but also it's about how much money you're going to spend. Spas aren't free and they're not cheap. Wouldn't it be wonderful if they were? But the more you feel good, the longer you feel good there, the more you want to stay, the more services you want to enroll in. That's just life. Is it healthy for you? Absolutely. But what if your home had the same response as a spa? You walk into your home and you felt good. You feel uplifted. You can relax. You create that. The dynamic of your home is an extension of your nervous system. I apologize for a little bit noisy today. It's a beautiful day outside. It was nice and cool and crisp, so I opened the windows. Fresh air inside is wonderful. So that's kind of what I wanted to just share with you, because I have a passion for this, because I've seen the transformation occur in somebody's life. I've seen the benefits of having a calm, organized home. And I'm not saying it has to be hyper organized. I mean, let's be realistic. I live in a cottage, a 1966 cottage. It's not perfect. It's not new. So there are challenges. But your home is your sanctuary. It should be a place of nurturing. And I really feel as though we're in I see more and more people now who are just, it feels like an urgent message to me. Some people are just not able to function in a relaxed way in their home, and it's creating stress on their bodies, and it can lead to depressive states. It can also lead to dysregulated nervous system. And I truly, truly believe that it creates the climate in your body for disease. And I just want, it's so simple to me. The work is challenging. It is for me. But the outcome is healthy. It's a healthy, happier you, so it's worth it. And there's not a time limit. You can start today. You can do one thing today. I'm going to clean out the closet. I'm cleaning out a closet today because I'm rearranging some of my craft supplies, and I store them in a closet. But in order to access my soap making supplies, I've got to get them out of the closet. And I thought, why not just redo the closet? So it's a closet, a drawer, a bathroom, under your bed. Organize your shoes. Let's pull an organization card just because we're talking about it. This will give you somewhere to I just saw clean your car. That's really important. If you spend a lot of time in your car, having a clean car helps to support your nervous system. It's just science. It's just the science. It's the biological science of how you interact with your environment that determines whether or not you're in your sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight all the time, or if you're in your parasympathetic nervous system, which is my home is my sanctuary space. It's as simple as that. And you control that. You can control that. And if you don't know how, I'm here to help you. Everything that you need is available to you for free on my YouTube channel. It's all archived there. Everything you need to totally take control and transform your life is available to you for free. There's just one video at a time. Just take one video at a time and start somewhere. Pick a video. Start somewhere. You will start to feel uplifted immediately, and you will start to feel empowered. And that's important. All right, let's see what happens here. What do we want to focus on today? Loving yourself is an important message today. How you love yourself and how that is determined by your home is the groundbreaking information I think many of you need. Okay, this isn't very much of a cleaning, but this is document organization, professional portfolio. I'm going to spend just a few minutes talking about that, and then I'm going to pick another card. Professional portfolio is important. It houses all of your educational documents, your CV, your resume, your work experience, your letters of recommendation, professional associations, all of the accomplishments, your awards, everything that relates to your job or education goes in this professional portfolio. We make a nice one. There's a video on it, and I kind of format it all for you. But why is this important? Because when you, I mean, quite honestly, when you get your life organized and your home is a place of sanctuary, you're more inclined to want a higher paying job, more, a promotion. Now you have everything that you need for filling out applications online. You don't have to go search in multiple places. It's all right there. You can just open the book and fill it out. If you're going to do a job fair, if you're going to have an interview, take your portfolio. You can answer every question your potential employer has. So that's a great strategy for helping us improve our life, improve our finances, feel better about our work. It just works. It just works. These strategies just work. And I feel like I have to sell them, and I shouldn't, because they work. They're free and they work, and they will work for you. I promise you. I promise you. Try one. Pick one and try it. And then let me know. Did it work? Put in the comments, which video did you pick off the YouTube channel to start transforming your life? What did you pick, and did it work? If it did, great, pick another. And I'm just saying this because I want you to have a place where you feel calm, where you feel excited, where you feel excited to be. I want your home to be inviting. I want you to have the feeling when you walk in that you're just like, I love this place. And the other thing is, once you get a place where you love and you feel comfortable and you feel invited and you feel welcome and you feel, that this is your sanctuary space, you don't want to leave it as often. So you'll actually not feel like, gosh, I need to go shopping. That's escapism sometimes. I love being in my home. It's my happy place. And I really focus my schedule to allow me to be in my home as much as possible, enjoying doing the things I love. That's my happy life. And you can have that too. I promise you, you can have this. You create your version of your happy home. And if you don't know how, it's okay. Not everybody has the organizational gift I have. It's my gift. And I believe that gifts were meant to share. I was given this gift, and my responsibility is to share it with you. So that if my gift helps you, that's my purpose, my passion, my intention. It's everything I feel I am. It's my version of showing you love. So let's pull something else to do. Okay, organize to utilize. Those are the cards I really like because they do have more of a major impact in your environment. Audio-visual stuff. Now, I love audio-visual stuff. This could be your TV. This could be your, if you still have record players, put on some of your old records while you work. CDs. Put on your playlist. Whatever works. I have an old CD player with a bunch of CDs, and I just put them on, and then if it's scratched, this is silly, but if the CD is scratched and doesn't work, I use it in my garden to keep the birds away from my berries. Reconnect with some of your memories. I have an old turntable. I want to play some old vinyl. Sometimes the nostalgia really helps. I know this is a long video, you all, but I just really feel passionate. It was inspired by the conversation from my grandson. I feel better about my life because my room is clean. And I thought about that all night. Because I know you will feel better when your house is clean. I've seen it over and over and over again. If you need help, I'm here. But I encourage you to start somewhere. Start today. Take one small step towards enhancing your happiness and transforming your life. That's my message for today. And I would appreciate hearing how you feel about it. This is the Organizer Advisor, wishing you well, and have a wonderful day.